girl, boy, bakla, tomboy, bading, gay, lesbian, trans, hetero, homo, asexual, pan, intersex. Wait, what are these? How is this important? Why is it necessary to be knowledgeable about these names? Today, let's take a look about sex, gender, and especially SOGIESC. Here's a brief look of their differences, what we can change and what are not. In recent years, there have been new findings that radically change the way many of us view sexuality and gender. Today's youth have a new and prejudiced understanding about this topic. That's great! But what about some of us that have a few education and understanding about sex and gender? In the Philippines, stereotypes and norms are being made and passed, resulting to ignorance and mistreatment on gender non-conforming individuals.
Sex is what lies between our legs. It is the physiology that we are born with. Our sex consists of a biological makeup which can include things like our genitals, body hair, and chromosomes. As you might know, your chromosomal makeup can determine your sexual characteristics. Biology is complicated. People with male typical XY chromosomal combination may actually exhibit female characteristics instead. This is what many call intersex. Intersex often do not fit typical definitions of male or female bodies.
Gender is a social construct and self-generated. It refers to the actions and opinion of an individual. Gender also consists of the societal expectations, gender norms, and stereotypes we place on people. You may have heard some of these stereotypes like pink for girls, blue for boys, action figure versus dolls, long hair versus short hair. Woman must be feminine and men must be masculine. Many of us are comfortable in our expected gender and that's perfectly okay. But there are a number of people who don't want to adhere to every norm.
SOGIE or SOGIESC, LGBT or LGBTQ+. We only identify two sexes, man or women, male or female. But as our understanding about human sexuality continues to evolve, we realize that we are not just limited to this binary. The concept has always been there, we just didn't have names for them until today. We are here to lay out what SOGIESC actually is. SOGIESC is an acronym for the word sexual orientation, gender identity, expression, and sexual characteristics. It may seem really complex, but it's just all about celebrating and recognizing the diversity of an individual's gender and sexuality. Everyone has their own SOGIE. When I say everyone, I really mean everyone. You, our viewer, you have your own SOGIE. Whether you're a member of the LGBTQ plus community, an ally, or just a normal person. Everyone has SOGIE. But what is SOGIE and why everyone has it? First, sexual orientation. This describes feelings of physical and emotional attraction of an individual among other individuals. Normal standard sexual orientation in our society is being heterosexual. This is when a person is having an attraction to their opposite sex. But it is also normal to be attracted to the same sex of a person, just like being gay or lesbian. These persons are called homosexual. Bisexual when an individual is attracted to both sexes. Pansexual when a person is attracted to a person regardless of their sex. While asexual can be a person who does not have any sexual attraction to another individual.
Gender identity. Gender identity is a person's deeply felt sense of their own gender. It is how someone perceives themselves internally, regardless of their biological sex assigned at birth. A person can feel that they are cisgender when their gender identity is aligned to their sex assigned at birth. Transgender, when a person's gender identity is not aligned to their biological sex characteristics. Non-binary, when their gender identity does not fully align to the gender binary and spectrum. A gender identity of a person may not match to the biological sex assigned at birth, and that is valid.
Gender expression. Gender expression is a way of how an individual expresses themselves and how they present themselves to the world. It can be expressed in many various ways, either it be on behavior, clothing, hairstyles, names, pronouns, and other aspects of appearance or mannerism. It can be defined to three: masculine, feminine, and androgynous. Masculine is when your gender expression falls to the societal definition of being a boy. Feminine, when your gender expression falls to the societal definition of being a girl. And androgynous, when your gender expression is a combination of both femininity and masculinity. Remember that when your gender expression matches to your gender identity, it can be classified as gender conforming. While when your gender expression does not match to your gender identity, it can be described as gender non-conforming.
Sexual characteristics is the physical characteristic of a person that determines their biological sex. It can be classified through the chromosomes, internal and external sex organs, and hormones. You are a MAB or assigned male at birth when you are born with a penis. You are an AFAB or assigned female at birth when you are born with a vagina. There are cases of birth where a person has both male and female sex characteristics. These people are called intersex.
Let's all have a recap with the help of this little guy. Sexual orientation is who you're attracted to. Gender identity is what you feel. Expression is how you express yourself to the world. And sexual characteristic is what you are born with. Let's end this video with a quote that says, "A person of quality respects equality."